Oh, my friend and colleague, and the only other sexiest person in the world, Mr. Storm. Welcome, everybody, to another fantastical night of Toy Talk Wednesdays with Toy Box Chronicles. I am your host, Chet and Alex. You know that, though, because of the face. And this is my lovely, gorgeous host, Mr. Storm. How are you doing on this lovely Wednesday?
Good toy you need to your brother. Doing
Good
pretty good, man. Got a big weekend planned out this weekend, man. So
Yes, we do. There's a lot happening. We'll get into that. Yojo June happened. McFarlane just did something with Batman, and Fresh Monkey did what? Who knows? Back. There's a lot that's been happening, so I feel like we should probably just jump right into this bad boy. What do you think?
absolutely, bro. Yeah. Let's get into it, man. Let's get into it.
Yeah. Then we'll kick it off with Yojo June, and I will be providing the color commentary. As we all know, if you've been around for the 4 years that we've been live as a podcast, all 100,000 of you watching right now, um, Mr. Storm is a lot more of a Joe fan than I am. I do appreciate them. So watch your comments. But why don't you kick us off and recap what you found to be best of the event?
Well, first of all, like we did drop a actual repop, what we're calling it. So there's a 15-20 minute repop video. What we'll do is we'll link that to the actual show tonight. So just in case you miss it, but let's just do the quick rundown.
Yeah.
They had, the Hasbro team. First of all, Emily was not there. They had a new member stand in for her. They did a pretty good job. They moved it on. They still had their corny jokes and everything else like that, but it moved a little bit better. There wasn't as much banter and kind of off the subject matters. But they
Mhm.
did put up 4 items for pre-order yesterday, and that was the version 2 Storm Shadow. You had the Iron Grenadier Bat, which was still available on Hasbro Pulse. The Iron Grenadier Soldier or Trooper, he is not available on Hasbro Pulse. And then he had Alpine. So those were the four main characters. The good thing about most of these characters this time around, they were all on the fan channels. So, and what I mean by the fan toy retailer channel. So if you had like online, you could find them there. It wasn't like it was just exclusive to Hasbro Pulse. They did a really smart campaign. There was only one thing that was going to be exclusive to Hasbro Pulse,
Yeah.
and that was going to be the
Double.
Slaughter, Mad, and Marauders. It's going to be the double pack.
Yeah.
Exactly. Low Light and Spirit. But Sergeant Slaughter, which was also another figure, he was not going to be an actual exclusive. He was going to be Amazon and also all the fan channels. I'm probably also sure Hasbro Pulse. So the cool thing about it was that they did a smart job with, like, I think they're trying to combat a little bit more of the resell and the re-up in pricing,
Yeah.
because the same thing with the Stinger. The Vamp was a completely just like, it was a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. A lot of people missed out on that. They rectified the problem with the Stinger. The Stinger will be on all platforms. It won't be at retail. Now, the one thing that I did notice, and I saw this in a couple of the Joe forums, was that it seemed like they cut out Walmart and Target. So they cut out
Yeah.
a lot of the retail spaces. One, it could be that maybe they're not being respected in the aisles, because I know I could go to my local and there's like 2 or 3 Walmarts in my area. I can't find classified at any Walmart.
I can't find them either.
Yeah.
I've been looking for that. I've noticed that it's a little weird.
Yeah, I can't find it. Now, if I go to Target, I can find it rare and there. Probably the figures the Peg Warners that's been up there, but but at least when new products start coming, I could find it at a Target. Walmart is everything seems to be exclusively to Walmart .com or the Walmart app. And the one thing you have to worry about is if you do come across one of the Night Force characters in Walmart, make sure you open up that box before you leave that store. Because if you see it marked down, it's chances are it's been a return and there's probably a swap figure in that. So, and I think that Hasbro just got maybe they're tired of not getting the shelf space like they would get from like because McFarlane has a footprint at Walmart that's pretty large.
Yeah, they do.
So maybe they're like, they felt like they're not being respected. So, and also maybe the sales, maybe there's a lot of theft, maybe the sales are not working. But I noticed that a lot of that stuff has been going on the fan channels. And like I have from ordering from like the online fan services, I
Yeah.
have not gotten a Switch figure from like, the, let's say, Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth. I've never gotten a like, a swap figure from that situation. But clearance items, I have at the store, at the big box store. So maybe that's the situation. And I also think that it's in Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth's, advantage to make sure that that's not happening.
Yeah.
No, but all in all, the Stinger I think was a surprise. It's really just a redone vamp, but there's enough differences on the item that makes it look original. The vamp or I'm sorry, the Stinger driver, cool, nice gray red mask. It's all the things. If you're a Joe fan, you kind of really looked at that and said, okay, it has the similarities of like the original version that came out in the 3 3/4, but yet it's its own unique version. So that's what I'm kind of liking is that I know some people are just 3 3/4 fans, some people are
Mhm.
fans. I'm across the line. I love 3 3/4 and I love the 6 inch. So if you're looking for like the true kind of like what is kind of like true to the fans, it looks like a Stinger that you've cut in the got in the 3 3/4 line. So that's the cool thing. They haven't done enough switches. Same thing with the vamp. The vamp added a couple of nice little flares to it, but it looks extremely faithful to the 3 3/4 version, just updated. So um, and then the one thing too as well is that those 4 items came out yesterday, but
Yeah.
it's like the Slaughter Marauders, they're going to be trickled out throughout the month. So it wasn't like again the main issue that we said. You can check that video out. Thank God they weren't dropping $300 to $500 worth of stuff in one day. So I
Yeah, I mean
think
it would have been rough on everyone's pocket.
I think the push out was a little bit better, but I know also Chris hit us up today on something that kind of really kind of just kind of ticked me off. Now on Friday, June 7th, they're going to drop the Haslab, and but it's not
Oh
going to
yeah.
be for Joe. It's going to be for Star Wars. So the Star Wars team was a month behind, and they're dropping that. So now here's two things that comes in the fold. Uh, I knew there was a problem when they said they were gonna like Emily was already in San Diego and she was working through to set up the Hasbro booths the problem's gonna be is that Yojo June, the biggest month off, because the Star Wars team couldn't get their stuff right. There's a huge chance that they're not gonna drop two Haslabs in the same month, man. So
Yeah.
we're probably just gonna get a probably progress report on how the Dragonfly is going at the end of this month. But chances are San Diego Comic Con, that's the first time we're gonna see the Haslab will probably be up for order, and that's the first time we'll review it. That is a major fail on both because I know Hasbro made the Joe team push that back. But
Yeah.
this is just come on. It's like you only have celebration months. So you missed the one month that's the biggest month of the year for Star Wars. And now you're missing the 60th anniversary of a property. You're pushing that to San Diego. Now, how many people going to San Diego Comic Con anymore? How
I mean,
huge is that event going to be?
San Diego Comic Con, they said they sold out, but like,
Well,
I
they
also,
always sell out.
yeah, I also noticed at San Diego Comic Con, I also noticed that they lowered their ticket prices now.
Hmm. Of course, there's no longer the major Hollywood presence anymore. So yeah, they're definitely going to have to do that. But again, look, for the toy companies, for some of the comic book retailers, some of the comic book artists, it's probably a good thing because there'll be more eyes on them. But
Yeah.
for the people at home who like look to Yojo June and they've been hyping it up for the last 2 years, now it's kind of like it's a dud on the month because we're always persistent on getting like a Haslab. It's been the first 2 years they've done this program with the Joes. They've done it as a Haslab. That's not going to happen anymore. That's what kind of comes in and sucks, man.
Yeah.
So
Well, if they do go forward with
mhm.
two Haslabs at once, I don't necessarily think that's bad.
No,
But I just don't I think that they want to get the most out of their money, or they want to get the most money out of their product as they can, which is why I don't think they're going to do two. And
mhm.
it sucks because I'm gonna be honest with you, no one wants a Star Wars Haslab now.
Oh no, no. I think they well, let's put it like this. You had the opportunity, you failed on it significantly. And
Except
now
for us.
while there's gonna be people that's gonna purchase it and that's their prerogative, I don't think it's gonna be as many. But Star Wars fans do lap over with Joe fans. There's people that are dedicated to Hasbro. So you've really that's why I think they're gonna have to stagger it out because they're looking at that. Look, first of all, these Haslabs are for adult collectors.
Yeah.
So if you drop money in like June, you can't do that twice for probably two $400 $500 items.
Right.
They're going to space it out, so they're going to have like this is going to pop on Friday, and we're going to find out whatever this is, whatever this item that they need to delay, it better be worth the wait time, because if it's something really corny, that's I don't think that's going to go well for the community. And then we'll get at San Diego Comic Con, which will roughly be about 30 days or something. You know, let's see. Raz came in. uh, I don't
I
think
don't
so,
think they
man.
will.
I don't think
If
so.
they did, I would be impressed.
I would.
And I would buy
I,
it. I'm just being honest.
oh yeah, yeah. But that item if they did to
A
Defiant,
Defiant Haslab at 6-inch scale is
yeah,
enormous.
that's anywhere between $800 to $1,000, man.
Yeah, but
There's
no
no
one
way you
cares.
can't do that for, if you got the Dragonfly that's costing you at least about a good 300, maybe $400. There's no way they could do something that big with that station for that amount of money. No,
Yeah.
it's gonna triple in price, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man.
And then what would the tiers be? Because just having a Defiant itself, you just come with one astronaut. It seems like that would make it easy.
Yeah,
Would it
I mean,
fund
I
for
don't.
790? Oh yeah, it fund easily for fun 790. Yeah, easily, man. Easily, it would
Yeah,
more definitely. It would it fund overnight. To be honest with you, there's
yeah.
some dedicated fans like that. Go ahead, man.
I mean, look, I think it would sell, but I'm being completely honest right now. It's Yo Joe June.
I know.
If you don't if you don't launch a GI Joe Haslab in June, then it just proves that your foot isn't in where the collectors are at.
Hmm.
Because
Hmm.
May the 4th be with you, and all of May, you had all of May to do a Star Wars thing, and it made sense, right?
It did.
May the 5th, you had May the 4th, May the 5th, like all this stuff. And then now you're gonna, if your intention is to go, well, we missed it, so here's an update on Dragonfly, but check out the
Hmm.
Cantina.
Hmm.
It'll be
Well,
another recourse situation for them on Haslab.
if it still is at Cantina, and they've waited this time to drop an item that we've already seen,
Yeah,
what was the extended time? Because that didn't make any sense. Because last month we saw rumors flying around there's going to be a canteen, and there was, supposedly some actual images of that. If that's the same thing that drops on Friday, you're like, well, why would you not have dropped it on May the 4th? It doesn't make any sense.
yeah.
So, let's see. Hmm.
I didn't see where they if they said anything about it being a vintage Haslab.
I think it is because I haven't seen them do any Star Wars Black Series Haslabs. Everything's been for the vintage line because it's very rare. What's going on, sir? How you doing? That's our buddy Richard. Like I said, yeah, you know what? I don't know, man. I can't see them doing it. They so far the only thing I've seen them do that was like a like giant scale like that was whenever they tried to do one of those lightsabers or something at that size. But they haven't done any 6-inch vehicles or any exclusive figures or anything for that. So I think what it's going to end up becoming is that it's another vintage line thing. Now I noticed that everybody's been saying, "Hey, it's an Ewok village or something else like that," because people want the Ewok village. But I sincerely think it's that cantina, and I don't understand why they just wouldn't have released it because it's not like you had to show them anything other than a digital render if you wanted to.
I just don't. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm with you on that. I,
Hmm.
if it's a cantina, like good luck.
Oh, and then how much are you charging for this cantina? It's like that's not a 300 $400 item. They could make it that if they wanted to, but it's not worth that. Now, when they did the Ghost, I believe the Ghost was almost $400, and but that was a huge ship, and it came with certain different tiers.
Well, then
So
remember they showed the box,
yeah, they did. Hmm.
and I was
Hmm.
like, damn, that's
Yeah,
a big ass Tesla.
that's a yeah,
But yeah, I look, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I just
yeah.
I'm hoping they understand that like whatever their Star Wars HasLab was should become a
Mhm.
Star Wars HasLab or Hasbro.
Well, well, here's what I don't get it is that if the Star Wars you delayed it, why didn't you just premiere that at San Diego Comic Con and then keep the 60th anniversary of Yo Joe June, drop the Haslabs there? Actually, all right, let's see what it says. It's a Cantina Veil. Yep.
Yeah,
It,
that's what
it,
we're
it's,
saying. Like if it's a cantina, it's literally gonna be Rancor all over.
it's gonna be like,
Because
but
nobody. Okay, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I know we got other topics to get to, but
no, 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 no. Let's roll through
here's
what we need
here's
to
my
roll through,
thing.
man.
There's not a
Yeah.
lot of collectors. Okay,
Hmm.
like there's not a lot of collectors that collect open box.
True, true,
I know
true.
I know more collectors that collect closed box
Hmm.
than I do open box. There's very few people, like even me. I collect a lot of things open box,
Hmm.
but then I have specifics that I don't want to open.
Hmm.
Who, as an avid collector, that's going to spend $400 or $500, has so many goddamn open boxed Star Wars that they could populate a cantina? And who thinks that that's even like a good thing to populate?
True,
It's not.
true.
A
Yeah.
cantina just won't sell unless you get the soundtrack with the song, and then everyone's like, that's cool for like a minute. But how big would that have to be, and where would you put it?
Well, also too, you got to think like, what's the tiers? Because you can't just drop the Cantina and not have some tiers. So it would have to be an exclusive figure that
Yeah,
would make sense to run in the Cantina. And what are you gonna do, the bartender? Like
no.
it just doesn't make
Yeah,
any sense.
cantina now with interchangeable bartenders.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right, Chris. You're right, brother. And then, like I said, also, trying to get the kids drinking. Yeah,
That's
well,
like
you know what?
that's like a new
It
part.
it,
That's like
it,
a new
it
party
better
thing. It could be.
if it came with like a Star Wars drink mix or something. That would be worth the money. You could get
Yeah.
the adults in, and that's definitely I could see that going. But yeah, no, man, I don't understand the logic in it. It is what it is. I was had one of the mods that was on the Instagram, and he was talking to one other YouTuber, and they were like, "Look, I told you there was going to be a hooded corporate commander and everything," and our mod was like, "Hey, man." It's like you can always get just a head sculpt and put it on. Hasbro's going to do what Hasbro's going to do, and I thought
Yeah.
that comment, which one of our young interns, I'll give him credit and everything else, that we need to start maybe paying those guys. But it was a great comment. Hasbro's going to do what they're going to do. And, if you don't like the situation, first of all, you don't have to buy it. There's no gun to your head saying that you need to buy it. So, spend your dollars on something that you really want. You know,
Yeah.
so it is what it is. But I will. We can start. We can bitch all day about Hasbro and some of the stuff they've done and everything. Because you know why? Because we know they don't watch the show.
Yeah.
But
Well, and if they do and they get upset, then fantastic.
like I said again, it's like, look, we know we're not going to be on holiday list for a lot of the corporations out there. They're not going to send us anything in the holiday, so we don't care about that. One guy that's trying some stuff that I give him credit on, that Uncle Todd does what Uncle Todd does. Hold on, let's see this in my head. God, the comments are coming through tonight. Wow. Yeah, I think I would. I don't know about that because there'd be a lot of younglings that you would need to be all over the place.
Yeah.
It's a lot of younglings. But Uncle Todd's done something I think that's pretty cool. If there's a line that hasn't disappointed, it's his Batman animated series line. He's done it as well as DC Direct, or even better.
Yeah.
This new line of characters, which is from the New Adventures of Batman, because people sometimes get it mixed up. There was Batman the animated series that ran for a certain moment, and that ran on
Mhm.
Fox. And then it was the New Adventures when they moved over to the WB or Warner Brothers at the time. So the New Adventures were updated versions of those characters, and they had a different look and feel, but they still had the essence of a little bit of the original. These characters are from the New Adventures, but look, if anybody's getting that stuff that's looking like it's like on point for the animation, the looks are from the coloring and everything else. But he's got Bane, which is the second version of Bane, and then they've got Nightwing. The Nightwing wasn't on the original version; he was just Robin then. And then they have the updated version, I think version 2 of Catwoman, and then the version 2 of the Joker. That was all from the New Adventures of Batman. These
Yeah.
characters look like they came right out of the animated cell.
I'm stoked on them.
Look, and the price range is also at a price point that you're not really like complaining about.
Yeah.
I've went, and they've all been at Target. They've all been easy to find. Other than the variant, because I know he did a Scarecrow variant, and a lot of people were saying it was hard to find that.
Yeah, but the Scarecrow variant was just the skin tone was mustard. So
Yeah.
it was literally like it was out. And everyone said it was hard to find. I went in Target and there was like 3 of them on the peg. So I
Well,
don't
I
know.
think that might be also to the West Coast too, because certain things drop in certain regions, or certain things have to catch up. I know people were
What do you have
complaining.
against East Coast?
Uh,
I'm
I
serious.
know, I know that there's like there were some people back east that said they couldn't find the Bat Cycle when it came out, but that was like overflooding the shelves here all the time. So
Yeah.
it's probably just certain things are being released at certain points. But now, like I go into Target, and it's like they're not peg worn and everything, because I only see maybe one or two, but I can find waves when I go to Target. So it's
I'm so shocked by how well McFarlane does these Batman figures, but then puts out that piece of trash Joker vehicle for $60.
now that was a disappointment.
Because dude, when I went into I went to Target, and I'll show everyone what I picked up later in the episode. When
Okay.
I went to Target,
Mhm.
I was stoked. I was like, "Holy crap, the Joker vehicle! This is awesome!" And I think I sent you guys. I think I sent everyone a
You
picture.
did, you
Like,
did, you did.
yeah, but that price point,
Mhm,
I was like, "Oh wait, I didn't look at the
mhm.
price." I walked back over, and I was like, $60. $60. There's nothing in this box other than one car. Why is this $16?
And if I'm not mistaken, that's just something that he put out, because I don't remember that being from the animated show, the new
No,
or
it
old
wasn't.
version.
He just
So
it was just at Liberty with a license, which
yeah,
it's
yeah.
cool looking. It is very cool looking.
Not
I'm
for
excited.
60 bucks.
Joker's my all time favorite
Mhm.
villain, if you want to call him that. So I'm stoked on it, but also $60 is like, no, wait, man, come on.
Well, like I said, that's probably one of those maybe $25 to $30 vehicles.
Would have bought it.
It doesn't come with a figure. It's
Well,
just
you
the
know what?
vehicle itself.
You know what I found, and I ended up leaving Target. And Rad, if you're listening to this, you're gonna get upset and punch me. I went to a Target because I was trying to find what I had picked up. So I picked up, and I was walking through, and they didn't have them, but what they had is all of the other. They released this Voltron, right?
Oh, so
Recently.
you found it all in one?
So I was there, and I was gonna buy them, and I left, and they had all of the cats except the black one, which are
Oh,
all the hardest ones to find. They had
no,
they had all of them.
not here in California. The black lion's the only one that's on the shelf here.
Oh, is it? No,
Yes.
that's what I'm saying. Is like the black one is easy to find.
Yeah, that's the easiest
You
one to
can get
find.
that on the shelf. It's the same out here. I've never seen them, and then I went to this Target, and I was like, dude, they do not have all the other cats right now, and they did, and I was like, but see, that's one thing. Like I'm a massive Voltron fan, and I probably would have remembered a little bit more, but I'm like Matchbox Voltron fan.
Yes, yes.
That's the Voltron that I want.
That's the best version of it.
I think that's one of my holy grails I don't have.
And isn't that metal, if I'm not mistaken, too?
It is. It's all metal. It's
That
all
is.
Matchbox. Yeah. And I'm talking the cats. I don't want the car one. Like,
well, wait a minute. Hold on. What's wrong with the cars? What's wrong with the car Voltron? Yeah, what's wrong with the car Voltron?
No one likes that.
What are you talking about? Like I said,
no one likes the poor people Voltron.
No,
everyone likes the
look. I used to think like, look, back in the days of Mecha transforming and everything. I don't know how the heck they had a Pontiac Fiero make a feat, but they did. And they had it's the way that thing was combined. Like, I don't know, it took like what 50 vehicles to combine to make one robot.
I'm mad that you know that car was a Fiero. I'm mad at that, but yeah, it's just no.
Well, unfortunately, they were all like independent made cars and everything else like that. Let's see what
Lion Bot is the only Voltron. Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
The only Voltron that
it's not, Richard. No, it's
everything
not.
else is just Power Rangers.
Like they had blades that went across the helicopter blades
because they had to try to make it cool from it.
First of all, just on the lore of that, it's like, why are they cars flying in space? I never understood that point.
Well, they did it. They did that in Fast and Furious 10.
Well, they did, but again,
they were in space.
But they have like a force of they have like cars, helicopters. I was like, was it just something that's lying around when they started animating? Like, okay, because I always thought like, what's rubber going to do if you if you land on the planet? But it's still in the lore. The show was pretty good. I'm pretty sure if they released that one, all those cars would be the easiest one to find, brother. If you want to build Voltron, you'll find.
You could get You can get hold on, I gotta bring this up. This is funny. All right. You could get Voltron mini action series vehicle force. Like, look at this is not cool.
Come on, man. You don't like the blades on the shoulders. What are you talking about, man?
This is not cool.
Come on, wow.
And why is it a mix between like cars and planes?
Because remember, they all made that separate. They combined 2 times, because I remember the Lions only did the one major, but with the show they had the 4 or 5 of them could conform this one little fleet, and they would all be in different missions and everything. It was a crazy concept, but then it wasn't so crazy because I do remember Power Rangers had one where I think it was Power Rangers Turbo or something stupid where I said, isn't that Voltron's cards that they just redid as Power Rangers? Oh yeah. Oh man,
dude, Psycho from GoBot.
Wow, I remember that.
Chris, I don't know if you guys saw one of the retro rewind club shots. Chris actually got me a GoBot.
That must have been hard to track down, brother.
Dude, hold on.
Yeah, because that plastic was constantly snapping.
This is Chris got me Stacks.
Oh my god! Oh, so that's a rip off of Optimus Prime, wasn't it?
What are you talking about? This is Stacks.
No, that's he blows.
Yeah,
Oh wait.
Chris got me stacks, which is the equivalent
Oh,
of
this is Rich is a GoBot fan.
you have a leader one. I don't know what I have. Remember, GoBots was made by Tonka.
I do remember that because that's when Tonka started going to the plastic when they had
And you
years only
remember,
worked in
like if you
metal.
look, Bug Bite looks a lot like well, you can't see, but
Well, while they did look alike when they were transformed, they didn't look anything like Transformers because it was like if Transformers had like half the budget.
yeah, yeah,
Because I remember like the jet, I'm like, this doesn't even look like a robot once it transforms. It looked good as a jet. They just couldn't get down the forms as it transformed. And
yeah.
that TV show was probably one of the worst.
Which one, GoBots?
The GoBots one, yes.
Yeah, it was horrible. It was
Yeah,
not. It was. It
it's
was
like
not good.
I will give credit. They ran with Marvel for coming up with some of the Transformers, and they really had Hasbro had a good push behind it. I think sometimes with these other companies try to copy that format, they didn't put enough into the lore, and so GoBots is one will say, look, if they made a GoBot movie tomorrow, I'm sure they would update some stuff. It probably look pretty cool,
Yeah.
but no one's out there running for that license right now.
Well, you know what? Really quick because we were talking about it. What Transformers
Yeah.
that's true. It was so one thing we were talking about. We're talking about the Batman stuff
Yeah.
that McFarlane's doing.
Yeah.
I do also want to point out that McFarlane is doing the Batman Forever, and their
I've seen it.
their
Mhm.
build a wave is Man Bat.
Oh, so the one that would
And
have been in the Joe Schumacher earlier
yeah,
opening, right? Mhm.
so I'm gonna be honest with you too. Like let me just show
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
let me show what this looks like. What is that, Target? Yeah.
Let's see about the Marvel Pocket the series. Hmm. I
I don't know. I don't think I looked into it that much. But
I
look at these
haven't
figures.
either.
Look at these figures. They're all
Yeah, they
great.
look like they look like the character. This is the one that they look like the characters from the film. They did a great job on that one, man.
I'm happy
Yeah,
it's not the Batman suit with nipples.
yeah. That Tommy Lee Jones one is dead on Tommy Lee Jones, man.
Dude, it's epic. The
Yeah.
Riddler is even Jim Carrey, dude.
Mhm.
Look at
Oh
the
yeah,
head. Look at the
100%.
head sculpt of Man Bat, though.
Oh, that is really good. Well, that looks like is that man bat or is that man bat or
It's
just a giant bat? Because I remember
Man
there was
Bat.
okay, so okay, all right,
Yeah, they call the Man Bat. It
yeah.
looks like it's got soft goods in it too. Crystal Dawn, like
Mhm.
this dude was every like. I mean,
Wow.
dude, this is such a good. Like I'm into this, and
Mhm.
this launches on the 7th, by the way.
Yeah, and like I said again, McFarlane, all the lines that he's
But
done, especially the early ones, he's done a
look
good
at
job
this.
with it. Mhm.
This is
It
a
looks like
good.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah, this is great.
My only
That's
problem is like although those figures look great, I don't want to relive that series.
I don't want to relive it either, but like I appreciate
But here's
I
the thing.
appreciate what it did.
We know that two things that he's doing. He's doing a great job of all the films.
Mhm.
He's done the I think it was Batman Forever. He's doing I'm sure Batman and Robin at one point. He's doing all the Batmobiles. He just had the Tumbler drop last week as a McFarlane exclusive.
Which was sold out.
Um
He's also got these coming out.
yeah, the Mr. Freeze builder figure. Yeah, that was a nice look. His builder figures have gotten better, I will say. You
Yeah.
know, I just, it's also it's the theory behind the builder figure. At least with the McFarlane wave, if you're a fan of the Batman Forever, or yeah, it's Batman Forever, right?
Mhm.
If you're a fan of that series, at least all the characters look good. The problem I have with builder figures is it's just like the Marvel builder figure. If it's a couple of characters you don't want, it kind of sucks, because you're going to need to do that or pay the after price when somebody assembles it. But normally with McFarlane, he's picked the right builder figures for stuff.
Yeah. These are all great. These are all collector's
Mhm.
editions.
Yeah, I've seen
But
those,
yeah.
and I think I've seen those more at Walmart.
Yeah. Well,
in their
I think
collectors area. They do a good job of having like the collector series or the platinum editions and everything. I've seen those.
I think what's going on with Walmart,
I've seen what he's done, Richard, and
it's not good.
yeah, he's just doing statues and covers behind him.
It's
So,
like it's so Funko
mhm, mhm.
when they got the license for Marvel, they had to make them bobbleheads. You knew that, right?
Well, it's just like the same way he can't do anything articulated because Hasbro has that license for
Yeah,
the
it's a,
articulation.
yeah, which is why all Funko Marvel pops were bobbleheads because
And,
they had
and
to be
yes,
Marvel.
Rad, that dark side is that's a classic Jack Kirby old school dark side.
Yeah, that's an awesome
That's
dark
what I love
side.
about it. And
Yeah,
it's got the cape and all. I said, look, it looked like Jack Kirby drew that off the page.
yeah,
Like, wow, it's a nice tribute to that character.
yeah.
But
It
you're
was,
right. Yeah, Walmart has been the collectors area. I have noticed they have picked up their steam in the collectors area. When I go to Walmart and I see some of the stuff over there, the NECA, first of all, I don't know how many licenses NECA has, but NECA's been like just on fire with the stuff. The whole Predator, the gargoyles. If anything looks like it's 100% right to right from off the page too. NECA's done a good job with that stuff too. It's just NECA's pricing is just a little bit over.
yeah,
I don't know if he's doing any Joe covers, man. I would love him to do the Marvel Joe covers because I know his page punchers are the IDW stuff. So I would
yeah,
love, but I just also know maybe Skybound because we just saw Skybound Comics do that whole huge volume of the 155 issues
yeah.
of GI Joe collected. So maybe that's the reason why we're not seeing any of these companies do any of the Marvel stuff.
Well, you have yeah. I mean, you have that. You have the GI Joe thing on Kickstarter right now.
It's huge. That's
Uh,
Skybound. Yeah,
yeah,
that's Skybound right now, and that within minutes funded.
but that's 6 minutes, and now it's at almost 1.8 million.
Wow, wow.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah, like, look, uh, Robert Kirkman knows what he's doing. You know,
Yeah,
he knows
unfortunately.
exactly. Yeah, unfortunately, he knows. If you're his friend, he definitely knows what he's doing. But if you're just out there as a business partner, you do want him as the type of person that's going to push your product out because, like I heard, Destro #1 sold out as well. So it would be nice. I would like to see maybe because Hasbro does have the license. I would love to see them do some of those versions as figures. You know,
You
so we'll
know,
see.
who I think. Okay, so you know who I think should get into this. Who should really get into this new realm of toy collecting is Playmates
Mm.
because well, to let everyone know, I'll just show you.
Yeah, let's go ahead and we pretty much know what this is. If anybody has a crystal ball, we're thinking it's four brothers that have assembly of different weapons, if I'm not mistaken.
All right, so these are hard to find. I got this. It's the
Wow.
40th
Those are
anniversary.
the Eastman versions too, Eastman Laird versions. Wow. I love the look of those turtles, man. If you read those comics,
But like, you know,
oh wow. Wow.
they did. We talked about this before though.
Yeah.
Playmates knows how to present toys in packages. Like
Mm-hmm.
here's another one of them.
Mm-hmm. Again, I love that look.
But like, if you look at that, okay, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
If Playmates just stepped it up and got into it, I
Mm-hmm.
got all four of these for less than one NECA figure. Yeah,
Yeah,
these
now
are
that's the difference. Pricing wise is the difference.
yeah, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Like if you think about it, like yeah, I get it. I understand what you're buying when you buy like a NECA figure, and I buy them. I have a ton of them. But like this is like here's Donatello. So
Mm-hmm.
they changed all the colors of the turtles on these, so they're not
Mm-hmm.
all the same color.
Yeah.
But what Playmates does is, if you look on the side, they each come with this like stand, and
Mm.
all the stands connect to each other. So Playmates knew, like, you're probably not going to play with these. You're probably going to want to pose them. So they
Mm-hmm.
just put them all with their own stand. And I went into Target. I was
Mm.
looking for something, and they had four of these on the peg, and I was like, "There's no way all four of those are different." And it
Mm.
was all four of the turtles, and I was like, "These are all coming home with me," because I was impressed you could find Raphael with that.
Mm.
Speaking of, we're gonna open one while we continue to talk, just so we can see the articulation.
Yeah, well, the one aspect I'll give you about, like I said, Playmates, and we've said this, is they're making affordable stuff for people. You know,
Yeah,
they're not trying to gouge out those prices. Now that's why they've given us also that license out to NECA and Mondo and a couple other people, so they can go ahead and do that. But and I think it's smart on their behalf too, because you've got people that have a huge amount of money that's spending on that stuff, and then there's like, what are you buying for the kids that's walking through? Well, you can buy a lot of that Playmate stuff, whether it's the Mutant Mayhem, whether it's the, old school, if you want to get them into, reading the original comics, all of them are pleasing. Even the Eastman and Laird designs are pleasing to kids. So, I think it's incredibly smart. I'm glad they're going all out for the 40th anniversary. I've been seeing, well, actually, it's probably Paramount that's going all out for it, but it's been popping up. So I think it's incredibly smart for them to still have engagement with young fans and make price points. Um, I don't know if the comics, if they actually had an actual turtle van or anything in those comics, but it'd be interesting if there's any vehicles or any situations to do something in that style as well.
yeah. Well, I mean, like, okay. So opening this up just right away, they give you this.
Oh wow, is that a mini comic?
Yeah, it's just a no, it's just a
Oh, just a card back.
like
Okay.
a card back of
Mhm.
the reprint, and then
Mhm.
here's part of the stand,
I like
which
that too.
is good
Yeah.
quality. But then look, they also tell you, like, I don't know if you can see it.
Is that the
But
character's name? I can
it
barely
says
see it.
Raph and Dawn, so you know which turtles you're putting together.
Which
And
can
like
to connect. Hmm.
the colors on this thing are. I don't have any scissors to cut this right now. Um, I really want to take this out, but like outside of the packaging,
Hmm. I
like that,
like the actual weapons look pretty cool too.
the weapons are awesome.
That looks like something you're not going to lose very easily.
No,
You
and
know.
they come with like ooze. The belts are even cool. You know what I mean? You know
uh,
what I was saying, which would have been pretty rad, is if they all had the same color. They were all red.
mhm.
You know, they all had the red headband and just the different weapons. But yeah, so I mean, I got that, and the reason why I bring that up is because, like, those are like, I got all four of them for under $50.
Hmm. Yeah, see, it's incredibly value.
Yeah,
You're
because
looking
I
at
think
maybe
I think
plus.
they're like 14 or something, but then there's like
Yeah.
discounts already on them. So
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, like I said again, it's smart. Well, first of all, you can spend 50 on one character, or you can spend 50 getting four characters and having
mhm.
a cool display stand, or you can keep them in box because they've got great window art to leave it in the box too. But it's the 40th anniversary version, and again, the one item I will give Playmates that I love about them holding the turtles, Playmates says that even though they're a corporation, they're smaller of the corporation. So you still feel that independent vibe that Eastman and Laird did when they were creating the turtles. It wasn't like, I've heard that Hasbro and a couple other companies had a shot in the early days to take the turtles. But they went to a place that they had a lot of say of what those characters looked like and what the renditions were going on the street. And I think that's incredibly smart for them to do. Playmates has kept themselves in the turtle business for, it seems like, damn near 40 years as well.
they've been in it 40 years,
Yeah, smart way, man. Smart way.
right?
They
Like
keep.
they've been the original was what was it? Is I don't remember. It's I have one of them in the back.
Mhm,
But yeah, the playmates have been like, they've been around. You know,
mhm,
86, I think.
mhm. And
So
and look, you rarely ever see them do something where it's like so godly crazy that you're looking at the amount. They've done reasonable price toys for 40 years. You
Yeah,
know?
and they continue to do it. They just do it, and I guarantee you, if you look at the shelf life on those, they don't really last long. I maybe the
No.
Mutant Mayhems do, but I don't know the other ones. Like I have a, but we've talked about this multiple times. I have a bunch in the back, and like,
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
man. And I told you one of my favorite Ronin figures was done by Playmates too. So
Hmm.
I think
Hmm. Hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's again incredibly smart. I think they're still doing great work, and it's nice to see. And also too, like I said again, I've seen it at Walmart, I've seen it at Target, I've seen them.
Yeah,
It's not like I went to a place and like, wow, I couldn't find it. They're easily accessible, and like I don't know any kid that still doesn't love those items, and they still see them as being like something that they can actually collect and get involved with. So cool, kudos to them, man. I'm glad this
yep.
stuff's going out really well for them. Last is we've got the Fresh Monkey Fiction, which I had the pleasure of speaking to the owner of Fresh Monkey Fiction at the SoCal Joe Fest. He was there with some of his other stuff. I picked up. He has the Eagle Force characters that he did in 3 3/4, and I wanted to support him, so I picked it up. And he gave me a history lesson about Eagle Force and GI Joe, which was kind of cool. So it stuck into my mind. I'm hoping that he'll be at the Robo Toy Show that we'll be at over the weekend. But if there's a small company that is winning it with character designs and having their own lore, it's Fresh Monkey Fiction. They had Operation Monster Force, and those were wildly, really sought after figures. I've heard it's also in conjunction with Big Bad Toy Store that they're co-producing that.
Hmm.
But they came out with a new and it's extended version of the Operation Monster Force. They live in the same universe, but he came out with the Order of the Crimson Moon, which is up for pre-order over at Big Bad Toy Store. Bro, these characters, wow, man! Like these characters are wild. I love the look of them. They have just a great uh, just overall, it doesn't look like you're getting something that's on the market right now. You can look at these characters and say, well, no, that's his own kind of thing.
Yeah, but order.
See, I never saw that Richard as a kid, Eagle Force. I never. This was the first time I was really exposed to it when I was at the SoCal Joe show, but I've been paying a little bit more attention to it. But and they're all 6 inch. The articulation is always great. They come with multiple hands, multiple weapons. You're getting but it's the detail in the
I like that
sculpts.
they come with
It's amazing.
effects.
Yes, yes. And the one cool thing about it too is that they're looking for they've got it for pre-order. If it gets up to 3,000 units, then they have stretch goals, which is they've got a couple other characters. So while a certain company is scared to do hooded figures, Fresh Monkey Fiction's not. And this one is kind of dope. They've got it this one character. Let me see if I can pull this up for me. He comes with a hood, and just the options that he comes with. He comes with a spell book that opens. Comes with multiple hands. He comes with 2 different hoods. So if
Which one
that
is this?
stretch, this it's one of the stretch goals. Comes with ceremony dagger. There you go, right there. The hood. It
Oh,
comes with a
this guy.
robe.
This guy's awesome. Look, I think if you get offended by this, like you should become a better an adult. Like
Yeah, I heard
this is just
Gridiron. Gridiron is doing the weapons as well, which Gridiron has been doing a great job with some of the weapons lately. Just the weapon packs you can buy, but so the Fresh Monkey Fiction's done a good job of like combining the forces that work on this stuff. But yeah, like I was looking like I'm hoping that stretch goal kind of like well, number one, it's going to hit the 3,000. It's going to hit
did
it.
you pre-order this?
I haven't yet I've been on the fence because I thought the Haslab was coming out. Now that I know the Haslab's a month away, now I can actually, free up some cash and actually.
Yeah, I'll be
Do
honest with you. Like looking through these, I have some favorites.
yes,
Major Noir is probably one of them, but Wolfsbane is probably my
yes, yeah, and it's like, you know what? He's giving you a master class, Universal, if you're paying attention, what you could be doing to your licensing, because you've got the movie monsters. Why aren't you guys doing that? Why is it some independent company that's out here that's doing this stuff? That should be coming out from Universal. But yeah, just when I saw the robe, the spell book, the everything, I was like, yeah, man, if that's coming up for order, I gotta have that character sitting on my shelf. It is absolutely awesome.
These are 6-inch, right?
Yeah, they're 6-inch figures. Yep. Great work. A lot of, and, it's not like this is a huge company. We're not. We're like, it's in the same vein as Ace over Ramen Toys. It's really a small group of individuals knocking this stuff out. I was the owner of Fresh Monkey, was at the table, and he was selling toys and everything else. So it's not like, you walked in and it's this conglomerate and everything. This is a guy that just found the right partners to pair up. Kudos to him. I'm looking forward to more of his stuff. But yeah, there's going to be some buys out of this one, brother.
Like, who does this? This is what I'm talking about. I would buy this.
Yes. That's what I said. They're doing things that look, you can't look at a Fresh Monkey Fiction action figure and say, well, I saw that over there. It's completely on its own, bro. That's the cool thing, is that it is 100% on its own. Fresh Monkey is killing it, bro. Killing it.
They're doing all the reindeer.
Yeah, they're giving rise to the smaller market guys,
Yeah.
And also, look, this is a one of those things, to challenge out there. If he's doing it and you got an idea, your people are starting to complain about, oh, well, I can't get what I want to at a Mattel or else. Do it yourself, man. Put your dream out there, put your figure, do your stuff. A lot of these customizers are at home sculpting these characters just as good as the big boys are doing it now. Todd McFarlane started somewhere. So, this is a challenge out there. I believe you're absolutely right, man. I do think that the toy game is moving to small boutiques. I think, one, they don't have the overhead that the Hasbros and Mattels have, but also they're putting a lot more. Look, when you're a small company, you can't afford not to put the work in and make sure your stuff looks better than the classified or better than anything that's coming out of a Mattel, because you got one shot to present that, and it better be the best hand, man.
Yeah, it's like Eminem says, you got one shot. Do not take this chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime.
It does. It does.
That's what he said. That's what he said. Hey, man. Well, that's a whole lot of toy talk.
It is.
And you know what I'm excited about is that if you are somebody that is watching and you haven't subscribed yet, we do just please ask that you take a second to subscribe to everything. And then, as always, the interaction is fantastic and fun. We reply to almost every comment we can, so make sure you're commenting below, because that's super important. Thumbs up, thumbs down. If you want to be on the show, you got something you need to talk about, feel free. We'll give out segments. You guys can jump in, give us your things. We'll eventually put up. We decided to get a Google number, so we're gonna maybe we'll make a way so you can call in and leave voicemails, and we'll listen to them. All the fun shit you want in a podcast, you get in a podcast. Also, as a friendly reminder to everybody, we're on every podcast network that you can think of and that you can't think of because you probably didn't know it existed. We're on those. Take some time, listen to them. If you like what you hear, if you like this, please go there. Yes, this is our shilling moment of the show, but you got to do it. So make sure that you leave some reviews for us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, because that does help, and we do have a wider audience over there. Of course, you can only get the video on YouTube, and coming soon there'll be some afterthoughts when we cut the recording and we stop the live. There'll still be some after recordings that might pop up in the members only. So if you're interested to see what it's like, or you want to be involved in some stuff, there's opportunities to be members on the channel. We appreciate everybody. We definitely appreciate our sponsors. And if you are looking to get toys, we've talked a lot about Big Bad Toy Store, but we actually really appreciate our sponsor, Entertainment Earth. Our affiliate link is probably one of the best links out there. We're very appreciative of that. We thank Entertainment Earth for that. We look forward to a long and successful relationship. But you get 10% off all stocked items and free shipping when you spend $79 or more. So if you're into collecting and you need to collect a bunch at once, it's probably best to use our code. That's going to be in the comments below. You can click on that. This weekend coming up, we will be at the Robo Toy Festival on the West Coast, Sunday, June 9th at Burbank in the Burbank Convention Center. We'll be walking around. I will be there interviewing people, and I'll probably have some kind of like following of like 1 or 2,000 people.
And this will be the first time that Chet says all of us will be in the same room together. It's been a very long time. All of us will be in the same room together, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. We're gonna have to do some kind of video, something.
We're gonna have to do something. Also, let's also let everyone know, since that is happening, and the Maddox man is flying private jet into Los Angeles. Well, we wait for Mr. Maddox. Mr. Maddox doesn't wait for anyone else. But that means that since he's taking his great Lear jet in, he's not going to be able to do the show on Friday. But what we're going to do is this is going to be a pre-recorded episode. We've done that every now and then when our schedules can't meet up on a Friday night live stream. We are continuing to do the live stream. So don't worry, after this week, we'll be back to that same schedule, but we don't want to miss Fridays. So we're going to tape something and then it will actually premiere. Same time as the live streams, 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It will be there religiously.
Yep. We're excited about that. Pixel Plastic Inc. episode 9, like you said, is going to be pre-recorded. We definitely, I don't know if you guys have been watching for a while, you know that we've had a consistent partner on Meeks. There will be a new podcast coming specifically on the digital side of Pixels in the gaming world. Short, sweet, pre-recorded. Posted when we can. Great podcast. Meeks has a wide range of knowledge in the gaming industry, and we are stoked to do this. Longtime friends, bringing him into the SKN family. And if you haven't checked out anything else, please check us out on YouTube. You're here now, so you might as well go check out. There's a load of things on there for you: wrestling, toys, retro perspectives. We have retro toy discussions. As Storm alluded to earlier, we did do a repop, which is our version of a review of toys, and we did that for the Joe specific. So want to thank everyone for stopping by, for hanging out on this lovely what is this, Wednesday?
It's a Wednesday, brother. It's a Wednesday. I know it seems like a Thursday or Friday, but it's a Wednesday.
Tomorrow's Crash Day. It's Wednesday. Yeah, you're right. So look, hey, we're done. You could hang out on the channel. But we appreciate all 300,000 of you watching. And until next time, if you know, you know. And if you don't, you should probably learn.